Volkswagen Golf Mark 4. This video will show you how to replace headlight bulbs in this car. In total there are 5 bulbs on each side of this car: deep beam, indicator light, fog light, little side light and a main beam, and we'll talk about each one of them now. Let's open the bonnet and have a look what's going on here. I have removed the battery to get better access and to give you better view. Once you know what you're doing, especially after watching this video, it's not necessary to remove the battery. If you do want to remove the battery, you disconnect these 2 terminals, 10mm nuts, and then there will be another nut just here, so you just loosen it, this bracket, and then you take the battery out. But as I said, on this side it's not so necessary to remove the battery. We'll talk about that side after we finish with this one. The other thing you need to remove to get access to the bulbs is a plastic cover here. This car is missing one, but it's held on 2 screws here. It's like a continuing of this cover, so undo 2 screws and remove plastic cover from here. Inside there are actually 2 covers that cover your bulbs. The big one that covers deep beam, indicator light and a fog light, held by this clip, and there is another smaller one just here that covers your main beam bulb and the side bulb, held by this clip. Let's start with the big one. To open it, move this metal clip aside and then you can remove the cover. And under this cover we can find deep beam bulb, indicator and the fog light. To replace deep beam bulb, simply pull the connector off the bulb. Then to take the bulb out, you have to release the retaining spring. Simply press on it, take it off the hook and then move it aside, and now it's open. And then you just simply take this bulb out. There are a couple things you need to remember when inserting new bulb. First, don't touch it with your fingers, because grease on your fingers won't make this bulb last long. And then another thing, you need to insert it correctly with this cut bit. You see, it's like a cut bit, and it needs to be up. How many times you drive and there is a car behind you which is blinding you with simply deep beam because bulb is inserted incorrectly. Now let's put this bulb back in. Make sure it sits happy, straight, and then secure it with the retaining spring simply by catching it with this little hook, this one here. And then we take our connector and then simply press it back on the bulb. Simple. Let's move on to the next bulb, which will be indicator bulb. To take it out, simply turn this housing, this round bit, anti-clockwise, and then take the bulb out together with the housing. Turn it anti-clockwise and then the whole bulb comes out like that. Preferably use the tissue, not to leave any greasy traces. It's the same as conventional bulb. You just turn it anti-clockwise to take it out, put it back in, press on it and turn it clockwise to secure it. And put it back in same way as you took it out, insert it and turn it clockwise to secure it. Like that. Now the fog light. Fog light comes with its own wire, this blue wire here. So to remove the fog light, let's remove 2 connectors, this one and this one. Simply pull them off. That's one, and another one. Help you with your other hand to take it out from its connection. That's where it was, this little black connector. This bulb is held by 2 springs, 1 and 2. They both hooked up to the little hooks. You just press it and move it away from the bulb, and same story with the bottom one, and then you can move this away. And now you can simply pull this bulb out, and as you can see, it comes with its own wire. So that's the fog light. To insert it, simply put it back where it belongs. You can't insert it wrong way because of this little gap, and then you simply connect it, and these connectors as well. Help with your other hand to connect this blue wire, and then this little wire goes here. That's it. Now we are done with these 3 bulbs, and we have 2 more over here. So let's close this big cover. This bit hooks up in the gap over there. Like that, and then we push this retaining spring back on. There are 2 more bulbs hiding under this cover, which on the first sight doesn't look like a cover, but it is. To get inside there, simply push the spring up, and then it opens the space where you can reach 2 more bulbs. Inside here we have 2 bulbs, one for main beam, another one for the side light. Main beam is very similar to deep beam. We disconnect the connector. That's the one. And then we press on the retaining spring, same as all other ones. Sorry you can't see it, but this is the spring. And then you can simply take the bulb out. This is the one. As you can see, shape of this bulb will allow you to fit this bulb only one way, so you can fit it correctly. This is H1 bulb. Deep beam is H7. Anyway, for all types of bulbs, all the numbers, see description below in the video description. So let's put this bulb back in where it belongs. Then we secure it with this spring. There are 2 little hooks at the top for each side of the spring. So you just simply push it up and press till you can catch on to those 2 both hooks like that. And then you take this connector and put it back on a bulb. And the last bulb we have is the side light. I'm gonna take it with the pliers just to give you a little bit better view, but it is possible to take it with the fingers as well. I'm gonna take it out and I'll show you what it looks like. There we go, this is the one. As you can see, it has little plastic levers on the sides, so you just squeeze them, just push them in, and then you can pull the bulb with the housing out. Once you took it out with the housing, you can simply carefully pull it out of there. There we go. This is W5W bulb. All bulbs are in video description. Have a look below. I'm gonna put it back in now. Simply push it in and then push it in where it belongs. Till it clicks. Simple. Now we can put this cover back on. These little plastic hooks, they go into this hole here, so make sure you put it properly. that, and then secure it with the spring. On the other side, there is a lot of space to get access to the bigger cover. Smaller cover is limited by this pipe, so what we can do, we can disconnect connector. It has a little plastic lever here, so you just press it with your finger. So if you can access it with a screwdriver, good for you. So press it down and then you take this connector off. Now with this plug disconnected, we can simply open this and you have much more space now because you can move this cover away. Couple more tips I can give you before you go. This is the pipe that was on the way. This is the still right side of the car. You can remove this connector, use flathead screwdriver, push this lever down a little bit and remove it. Slightly better access to the bulbs here. Also, I would recommend you a little tool that house, sold widely, little mirror. It has its own lights and you can just see what's going on where you putting your hands. Thanks for watching. More stuff about this car and some other cars, see my website, walzamotors.com.